It's going live now. It's not yet. So I'll start announcing and then we can start the program. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to day 23rd of ICZ Ramadan program. We have Maulana Seyed Hadi Yassin today, and this will be his last lecture. There's a request to announce Majlis SOM tomorrow at 9:15, but actually today 9:15 Sunday. So on the YouTube channel for Marhuma Husna Hamdani. She's the daughter of Qazi Abdul Majid. Before I invite our speaker, I would like you to recite a Surah Fatiha 1 time and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all Marhumin, include those for whom there is no one to recite Fatiha, your own Marhumin, and those who sponsor today's program. Those are Marhumin of family Iqbal, Rashid, and Huma Iqbal, Razak, Muhammad, and Abbas, those Muhammad. Bismillah. Now I request Maulana Hadi to start his speech, please. Agha, you're good to go.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah, inshallah, accept all our amal, our dua, our fastings, inshallah, your ibadat in this holy nights. Recite loud salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, we have the tawfiq. Once again, we're together. May Allah, inshallah, give us tawfiq to pass this current situation and be able to get back together soon and get back to our Islamic centers, inshallah. As the rule that we have, inshallah, we're following some of the ahkam of Ramadan. There are some situations that the qada of Ramadan, the qada of the days of fasting of Ramadan is not wajib for certain people. Of course, they couldn't fast, but it's not wajib for them after that as well. Such as someone who was insane, was dealing with the status of insanity, and the fasting was not even in the status of the sanity to fast. And then after he becomes aqil, she becomes aqil and find the sanity, the qada of those days that they were in those status is not wajib for them. The same as someone who was not baligh, right? And when they become baligh, the time of those fasting that they were not baligh is not wajib for them. For example, someone in the 15th of Ramadan, 25th of Ramadan becomes baligh, find the signs and stuff like that, and they know that they're baligh. Is it wajib to do the qaza of the past days of Ramadan? No. Those days that they didn't fast because they were not baligh is not wajib for them. The same if someone who was not Muslim converted to Islam, the fasting of those days is not wajib for them. That he was not Muslim or she was not Muslim, those days was not wajib for them. So there are a few situations here again that the fasting is not wajib because they didn't have the status of the conditions, to be correct, of fasting, such as being conscious and being aqil, being Muslim. They didn't have it. Therefore, it's not wajib for these people to do the qada of those days that they fast. Recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, we have the tawfiq. We had the night of a'mal, night of ibadat, night of alhamdulillah gathering. Last night, alhamdulillah, a different experience, a new experience, but alhamdulillah, many people mentioned that it was a blessing for all of us, absolutely, next to the family and having the a'mal and definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He had His blessings upon everyone, inshallah, and answers the dua of everyone, inshallah, and give us tawfiq to get closer to Him, to Quran, to Ahlul Bayt, inshallah. We were following before the Ayyam of Qadr, following the nights of Qadr, we were following the topic of religiosity, dindari, from different angles. We're talking about deen is something that should be enjoyable, should be exciting. And that goes back to how we look at deen, how we comprehend deen. We should analyze different aspects of deen. We shouldn't be satisfied with what we know about deen and just stay with that. We should make our understanding of deen well enough that makes the deen and following deen exciting for us. We are the one, by our thoughts, our look, we change practicing deen the way that we like to practice deen. It's our thoughts. Imagine, where do you like to go the most, as for fun, for whatever educational aspects? Some other people might not like it because of their understanding of that. You might like to listen to a video, a lecture, or something that you like it. Some other people might not like it. It depends on how you look at it, depends on your view towards that. Therefore, it's important for us. And we mentioned two important aspects that makes it provoking for us to think about it. A topic of sins and committing sins. And the second, the topic of tawbah, topic of repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first one, which is sins, we talk a lot about it. That if sins is something that we hurt ourselves, how come Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put Himself in the middle, in between, and He talk about it. And He put the rules, said, no, you need to do this, you need to do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And how come if I am staying with the consequences of my actions, how come tawbah comes, repentance comes? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, not only I'm going to forgive you, I'm going to reverse the conditions, the consequences of that action that you had, and you're going to be good as the first day, or maybe better. So to us, in the Dunyavi perspective, we don't get it. We don't understand, how is it even possible? We talk about this topic. Tonight, I'm going to open another file, another important aspects of this topic, and that is, why do you think deen, religiosity, and the whole faith needs a lot of effort, a lot of tabligh, a lot of advertisement, a lot of talking, research, dipping into this? Is deen something that it's not interesting from the beginning? Is deen something that people are initially and originally unwilling to accept it? And then we have to somehow put efforts into it, so make it more beautiful so people would accept it? Is then something very difficult and bitter that it's tough for people? We have to keep justifying it and making it the way that people can see the beauties of it and the sweetness of it, and then accept it. Why deen it needs? Some people said, deen is easy. So if deen is easy, deen is very beneficial. If it's as easy as we're preaching, then why some people don't accept deen? If deen is as beneficial as we're talking about it, as easy to receive and see the benefits as we talk about it at the beginning, from the beginning of the time we started this speech, right? If it's as easy as that, then why this much effort and research and tahqiq and tabligh we need it? Why it's not as easy that as soon as someone sees, mashallah, I'm on it? It's like, for example, a sandwich, a beautiful meal. As soon as someone sees it, I'm hungry, ya Allah, I'm going to take it. Why deen is not like that? So everyone will grab it. Why it needs a lot of preparation? Why it needs a lot of tabligh and research? The second is that, Maulana, you said, okay, deen is something that very beneficial. The benefits are important. Acting against deen is something that is very clear that you're going to hurt yourself. Then why some people make fun of deen? When some people make fun of the dar, religious and righteous and faithful people, then why can we go back and say, hey, look, Din is beneficial. It should be as easy as that, right? Then why they make fun of din? Why, as Quran says, when it comes to din, they do istihza, yastahza'un. Why they are making fun of din? Why they are um, talking bad about din? Mockery. What is the reason? You said din is very easy and very beneficial. Why this happen? We have to be able to answer these questions. We have to be specifically when it comes to our younger generation. This is what I always say to parents, that you need to focus on letting your children question din, letting your children dig into the din, the foundation of din, and question, and you need to give the answers or find the answers to give the answers or have someone to help them to understand the din. Then you see that the foundation of their iman and their beliefs will be strong. As I always give these examples, I was younger when I remember when they are putting concrete in to build a building. When they put the concrete, they have a device or the tool, they call it a vibrator. They put it in the middle of the concrete, it starts vibrating. What does it do? It makes sure that any distance between the material will go away by shaking it so they can attach with each other, stick together, and then there wouldn't be any crack or anything later on, right? So this is a vibrator. Our youth, our children, they need to be able to question respectfully and nicely and educationally and constructively. But who is supposed to answer? First and foremost, parents. You're in the house. Ulama and scholars are not in the house. We're in the centers. Yes, whenever you bring them, inshallah, ulama are there to answer. The speeches or something, yes. But the first source of help, the first people will be asked are parents. So you need to. And if they don't ask this question, you have to ask yourself, why my children are not asking anything about din? Why they're not, trying to understand din and criticize din sometimes for the sake of understanding din. We propose this question. So the question that I ask, is din difficult? Is it easy? Then why people are making fun of din? Why people are dindar? Why as soon as someone has hijab, some people are there uneducated people to make fun of for example, hijab. So what is the reason? To answer this question, I should tell you that din and the mafhum and concept of din is something very deep. It's very deep. It's not it's not shallow and on the surface. So as soon as you grab a hand of water, you can grab it and see it. No. It's deep concept. If being educated and finding education and being an educated person and having degrees and let's say college degrees or master's or doctorate, if it was easy, not a deep concept, people will go to school for 1 week, they will come out, mashallah, PhD, doctor, so-and-so. It was not valuable. It's a deep concept. I don't want to say difficult. It's a deep concept that needs research. It needs pondering. It needs tahqiq. It needs to be spent time in order for people to understand the concepts of deen. It's not that easy. Why? Remember the first day that we had the speech, what I started with? I said there are some niyaz, there are some needs that are hidden and son doesn't understand and doesn't get them initially. Those needs such as what? The most important one, spiritual needs, are those things that insan should be awakened and remind himself and herself that you need this need. Otherwise, insan doesn't understand those needs. As soon as you put the food and the water and the house and the job and the car and the bed that they can sleep, they see these needs and niyas. When it comes to other niyas, unless something would intrigue it, promote it, provoke it, no, I need deen. Because the dunyavi style of this dunya is the way that will make people ghafil, neglectful about their needs, such as that drug addict we talked about. The drug addict that makes unnecessary, unprimary needs a major need for himself. Deen needs research to be understood. Insan is someone that beyond this initial needs, he or she has a lot of higher needs as well. And sometimes this insan does not understand the actual needs of himself and herself and doesn't see the needs of the future, just see the needs of today. Therefore, Deen comes and says, brother, sister, this is something good for your future and for today. And the person starts making fun of it. What do you mean? I don't even want to. Deen, no, I don't need it. I don't need this need. No, I never need it. What happened here? Deen is coming with the deep concept to tell him that I want you to be prosperous, to find salvation, not just today. Yes, from today is the start until the future that you in dunya and akhirah. But the person says, well, I don't see it. I just see whatever is in front of me. The concept of Deen, the ahkam of Deen, the dasturat of Deen are very deep. And people who they cannot think deeply would not understand these things. The concept of fasting, I want you to pay attention, is very important. If you tell someone, if you were 50 years ago, you were telling, don't eat and drink for 15 hours, 16 hours a day. This is good. Actually, beside the spiritual things, it's good for, medically and for your body, physically, it's very good. At that time, the doctor didn't review it, didn't talk about it, didn't understand that, oh, yes, actually, it's very important. It's beneficial for your body as well. Your body needs this. 1 month out of 12 months, that you fast. Today, a few years ago, that researchers and scientists and physicians, they're talking about, no, actually, fasting is very good, actually, for your body, right? This is a deep concept that someone imagined years ago, comes and says, why should I not eat and drink during the day? That was a deep concept that mu'mineen could get it at that time, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even though we don't understand full meaning behind this, but some people, they don't get it. They don't understand this and make fun. They are safih themselves. They don't understand themselves. This is them who don't have enough aql and maturity to understand. Or they make fun of others. You remember I made a lot of examples like this. Alcohol, another thing we mentioned. Until 2 years ago, 1 year ago, they say, oh, there are some benefits into this. So now the researchers came and says, no, there's no amount of alcohol that is beneficial. Actually, it's harmful for your body. Well, that's a deep concept. That's a deep concept that at that time you tell someone this and that, because the aql is not mature enough for that person, would reject it, would make fun of someone. I assure you, few years from now, more research, all other Islamic recommendations would come out, the physical benefit and dunyavi benefit of them. Everything else will come out. Those we don't know. Many of them we know, khum, zakat, everything, salah. Go other things, the hijab and other concepts and other things, the benefits, scientific benefits and physical benefits, that will come out. Then when the university so forth and labs so forth would publish and report it, then people say, mashallah, they told us before. Yeah, because it's a deep concept, you didn't get it. Deen is an intellectual process. Being mu'min, you should be very intelligent to be mu'min. You should be intelligent to be mu'min and follow deen. Look at all these examples that we mentioned and we gave. The concept of deen is very deep. That's why people don't get it. That's why people have issue with sometimes, I'm fine with whatever you say about deen, but when it comes to ahkam of deen, I have issue with accepting ahkam of deen. Some people, I know them, you know some people, when it comes to akhlaq of deen, moralities and ethics, yeah, mashallah, I like it. As soon as it comes to ahkam of deen, don't talk to me about ahkam. Well, a little bit here, a little bit that, fasting this way, wuzu this way. I don't know, that is haram, this is halal, this is not touching mahram, non mahram. Deep concept, you don't get it, brother, yet. If you do more research, you see the benefit of this ahkam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He brought, then you get it. Imagine Deen is like a very intelligent, aqil, mature scholar, scientist in the middle of, among all, illiterate, juhal and jahil, ignorant. How would he feel? Johal and Jahil's ignorant, they will make fun of him. Look at this brother. We came here to have fun. Look, what is he doing? He's studying. Look what he's talking about. What concept he's talking about. They don't get it. Because they don't get it, what do? They make fun of it. Sorry. This is one aspect that deen comes with what? With a deep meaning. It's not difficult, brothers and sisters. It's deep. There's two different things. One is difficult, one is deep. I remember my ustad and professor says, if you have a professor, you have a teacher that make difficult questions, he or she probably didn't understand the concept and the topic himself as well. No. They shouldn't make difficult questions. They should make thoughtful, thought-provoking questions, not difficult. Because someone who doesn't know says, oh, make it difficult so others cannot answer. No, the questions that people have to think and learn something from, right? This is one aspect about being deep. The second reason why deen needs a lot of research, tahqiq, and why some people have issue with deen, why some people are making fun of deen. The other reason is what? Is because deen comes sometimes and tells you that you need to forget about some instant needs that you have. Some easy needs that you have. You have to get rid of them in order to get access and achieve some deeper benefits in life. Some of these shallow needs that you have, you need to, and you like, and you desire them, you need to get away from them in order to get to the better benefits. For example, in Ramadan, you need to stop, deprive, prevent yourself from eating and drinking your primary needs for 12 to 15 to 16 hours. Then I'm going to tell you, Deen says, I'm going to tell you that you're going to achieve these benefits. This is the beginning of fight. You're telling me not to eat. You're telling me not to drink. I don't get it. Deen says, brother, sister, my friend, I'm telling you temporarily, get away from these needs so you have more chance, more time, more opportunity to think about something more, so it has more benefit for you. That's the beginning that some people would fight with. I am telling you, you need to pay khums, you need to pay zakat, you need to pay charity. Why should I do that? Deen, you come and ask me something that I don't know. That's my own money. So yeah, brother, although it looks like you're giving from your own money, it looks like you're decreasing your income, but it's not. Indeed, you are increasing it, not decreasing. Because I didn't telling you that I'm going to multiply it and give it back to you. Because there's some very shallow sati on the surface need that insan sees and says, oh, that's what I have to grab. Forget about other things. He wants to look at that non-mahram, and according to his definition, enjoys looking at non-mahram, right? Looking at that not okay and not appropriate movie. Islam's all the way, come, boom, in the middle of the way, do not look, lower your gaze. I'm going to fight with Islam. You don't let me enjoy my time. You don't. Brother, that's not good for you. That's not good for your soul. That's not good for your body. It's not good for your future. It's not good for your marriage. It's not good. It will change how you look at your wife later, because every time you look at non-mahram, each non-mahram you look, let me tell you the scientific reason behind this, why you need to lower your gaze. Each time you look at a non-mahram, another stranger woman, what happened? You find a beautiful part of her body. Pardon my language, but I have to put it this way. You look at someone's nose, mashallah, it's beautiful. You look at another girl, another woman, eyes, huh, that's beautiful. Anywhere else, the whole body part, right? And then in your mind, you're creating a fantasy creature that has all the beauties that you want from different people together next to each other, which is not the reality. Then you look at your wife, she doesn't look, she's not even close to what I like. What you have in your mind is fake, is not existing. Allah says, don't do that. Ask me, come to me and tell you how many clients we have that the initial issue between husband and wife, it happens because our man couldn't control his eyes. And now he's everywhere. Islam says, brother, I know it might look good at the beginning, but that's not good. That's harmful. Get away from this. Looks like instant lazzah and pleasure for the sake of the deeper benefit. No, I don't want to. And then he look at some of the things. It's not even need, right? Youth, do not listen to that haram music. Why Deen comes into the details and keeps telling me, no. I love to listen to this singer. Look, mashallah, how she's jumping up and down. Look how he's doing it. Beautiful. It makes me excited. I know it looks like it's exciting at the beginning, but Deen comes and tell you that would hurt you later. That would prevent you from reaching and achieving your better benefits later on. And if he or she doesn't have a deep understanding of Deen, we'll start fighting with it. We'll just start fighting. Brother, I know this is the first day of your wedding. I know this is, do not make it a mixed gathering. Do not make haram mix with it. You need the blessings of Allah. You need the blessings and dua of Ahlul Bayt for your first night of your mutual life with your wife, with your husband. Do not do that. No, it's just one night. Don't make it difficult. Inshallah, khair. We go forward. Some people partially fight with Deen. Some nights, some days they fight with Deen when they want to have pleasures. Deen comes says, don't. And then comes to the detail of our personal life, by the way. You're sitting with yourself. You want to have a haram thoughts. Think about something haram. Deen comes in the most private time of your life. I know it's in your mind, sweetheart, but don't think about it. That's not good. It's going to contaminate your mind. Oh, Deen, can you leave me alone? No, this is my job. I have to be always in the most private time to control you and to, not to control you, to benefit you, to prevent you from harming yourself or potentially harm yourself in the future, or potentially finding the benefit and pleasure in the future, the absolute pleasure. Baba, this Deen is just keep coming back to us. Yes, that's the job of Deen, to make you a complete human being. Have you seen this camp for youth, for example, sometimes, or a scout or something? They have time and schedule for every single moment or minute or hour of the youth things or weather. Or if you pay, for example, to go to a workshop, they give you at the beginning the roster, or they give you the schedule. They said, this is the schedule of 2 days of workshop. Your major, right? IT, Bismillah, 2 days of IT workshop. You go to Michigan for every single minute, there is a schedule. Inshallah, 9 o'clock, we're going to start. And then until 10 o'clock, the workshop, 10 to 10:30, this workshop, 10:35 break. Can you leave me alone for a second so I can do whatever? No, this is our job. You committed yourself to come to this workshop, to learn from us. This is our job to schedule and do not even let you waste 1 second of your time. This is the whole Deen. You said you want to be part of this Deen and you want to find the benefits. We gave you the schedule. Brother, prevent this, prevent that, don't do this. The workshop, they said the same thing, right? Come with the, for example, nice dressings, official dressings. Do not do this. Don't bring the food inside. Whatever they don't bring your children. Can you leave me alone? Why you keep telling me the regulations? That's what it is. But we want to make sure you get the full benefit, because if you come with your children, you can have the benefit. Children will distract you. If you don't understand, what should we do? You trust us or not? If you trust us, we're a group of experts. We have the workshop for you, and you drove all the way, or you flew all the way from California to Michigan, so that's the reason. Then stay with us. Don't question, keep on left and right. That's Deen. I want you to understand that we're looking for your benefits. Deen is deep. It needs to be understood. Every single insan that follows deen, and even those that don't follow as well, they need to study deen. They need to think about deen. They need to have the fahm of deen. They need to pay attention to deen. They need to understand the concept of deen. The problem is, brothers and sisters, from the beginning, even in our Sunday schools, our families, we don't teach the primary and the key teachings towards Islam. And if you ask me, from our schools, our Sunday schools and everything, our Islamic schools, from the beginning they have issue. From the beginning they have issue. It's a very big claim, by the way. Why? Because the first day the kindergarten opened the door. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have, these are the principles of Islam. These are the ahkam of Islam. We're going to start here. This is usul ad-din. This is furu ad-din. This is, before you go, what is it? What is usul? What is furu? Why you jump into the middle of the pool? First, let me how to swim, then throw me. I don't even understand what you're saying. By the way, Islam says you have to share this with, wait a minute. What is it? First, teach me how to think about deen. Since they're the kindergarten or even before. When you go to the next level, more and more thought-provoking, strategies and thinking. Before you teach me about usul din and furu din and ahkam din and so forth, I'm still in the kindergarten. Teach me how to think about din. Teach me that the din first, usul din, before that usul din that we have usul din. The first aslan and step towards din is fahm din. You understand din. You need to question. You need to grab. You need to do research about din. We need to start our schools this way. All these curriculums that you see that are having, we have to put them at the side and we have to rewrite them again based on what I'm saying. And not I'm saying, this is din. Din needs fahm. These are good what we have so far, but they're not. Another few years, they're going to be boring, all of them. Because our kids, each generation, it comes with more intellectual reasonings, right? They're more intellectual. I myself working on this field, working and looking for some people who have the same thought with us, inshallah, to sit down to do this. It's a process to train our children this way, to understand this way, to question din, to understand it from this perspective. Otherwise, no, sweetheart, din is very easy din is easy, but it needs a lot of research to understand, to be understood. Din is not as easy as, let's go vacation, let's go to somewhere having fun. Let's go to, I don't know, a resort. That's not din, no. I know that's easy. You can go. Deen needs research. Deen needs time. Deen needs to spend time. Deen needs you. That's why Ahlul Bayt, we have a lot of traditions and a lot that keep saying that specifically our youth, they need to be faqih in deen. They need to have enough knowledge of deen. They need to start faqih, not that necessarily become marja or mujtahid. That means they have to dive into deen. Why I'm not supposed to commit sins? Why this is this way? For the sake of understanding constructively. Who taught them? Parents. Parents taught them that you need to learn this. You need to be strong in these things. That's why the hadith comment says, if I find a young one, who he or she is not faqih in din and they don't understand the ahkam of din that they know, I will punish that person. Imam says, manqul from Imam. I will punish this person. Subhanallah. إذا أراد الله بعبد خيرا فقهه في الدين. If Allah wants to give khair to someone, what is that khair? Make that person active in the path of understanding deen. They struggle to understand deen. Brothers and sisters, the deen that you have right now, I'm asking you, do you struggle to understand it? Do you work on understanding that deen? إذا أراد الله بعبد فقهه في الدين وألهمه رشده. We make them faqih in deen, study deen. Why am I'm not supposed to commit haram? Why I'm supposed to do halal? And then give them and inspire them their development, their rushd. Yusuf وَآتَيْنَاهُ رُشْدًا. Ismail, the same way. The prophets, when they reached the level of rushd, the highest development, then we gave them the prophethood. Fiqh, tafaqquh dar din, pondering, diving to din would give you what? Will give you alhamahu rushd. Then you will find you'll be inspired by your rushd as well. That means until somewhere in din you go, the rest we have to take you. It's not you anymore. You go all the way to study from somewhere, yes, the rest we have to give you and do ilham of rushd to you. That's the deen, that's the tafaqquh in deen. Fiqh in general means what? Means a clear, better understanding of deen, of why this is halal, why this is haram. I want to understand deen better. I want to understand, that's why Allah says, if someone who has knowledge about deen sleeps, this sleep better than what? The ibadat of someone who doesn't understand, just got used to doing these things. Ya Allah, Maulana, what is it? Very easy. Imagine Salman sleeps or Ibn Muljam Mal'un prays. And on here on his forehead, this much signs of sajda, Ibn Muljam, Shemr. Oh, this much sajda. The sleep of Salman is ibadah, or the salat of that Mal'un Ibn Muljam or Shemr. هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون? You heard about this. Are the people who don't know and they know, are they equal? They're not equal. Are people who follow deen based on their knowledge and those who just got used to it, they're equal? No, they're not equal. They're not equal. Let me put it this way. It's not that it's not equal. It's actually dangerous if someone doesn't have tafaqquh fi din, if doesn't struggle to understand it. That's dangerous, brothers and sisters. That is saying that la khayra fi man la yatafaqahu fi dinana. There's no khair in someone who is not struggling to understand din. There's no khair. You mean he struggles a lot to go understand the IT codes for programming and updating himself left and right because he finds some benefit going to the next promotion. She gets some promotion and some benefits of learning their major, her majors. But when it comes to deen, what do you mean understanding deen? What do you mean struggling to understand? Updating myself. That's the difference. The dangerous part here is what? If someone doesn't struggle to understand deen from the authentic path, authentic way of learning and achieving the benefits and sources of it, which are Quran and Ahlul Bayt, from the right path, then that's dangerous because it will cause having the wrong idea about deen. They start thinking, this guy, Muhammad Abdul Wahab, what happened? I think all the school of thought in Islam, they're wrong because they're mushrik, because they don't believe in this, they have to believe in that. Oh, ya Allah. And now look how many of the wrong and savage groups came out because of the thought of this insane person, which he got it from that insane one, Ibn Taymiyyah. Back to back, right? How many people are getting hurt every day by the name of Islam and destroying the future of Islam because of one person didn't have enough understanding, or correct understanding of an authentic understanding of deen and fiqh, and did against Rasulullah's order, and look how much they damaged Islam. Forget about themselves that they're evil. Damaged Islam. And how many more aqil, how many more mature, wise people should come and fix the issue that these insane people did? There's a proverb in Farsi that says, one insane drop something into the well, right? a stone into the well, 10 aqil and wise should come to pick it up, take it out. One crazy person do it. One crazy person, this is Islam of Wahhabis, and introduce it and creating these groups. And now how many aqil in Islam, different school of thought, Shia and Sunni aqil, and wise and mature should get together to announce it to the world. Please listen, he was wrong. This is wrong. This is deen. Deen is not. The wrong tafaqqa and understanding of deen would cause what? Ibn Muljam. He prays on time, Quran, out loud, Sahar, mashallah, Shem, the same. Standing in front of the Imam of the time and killing the Imam of the time. Don't let me give more example. Among the close companions of Rasulullah, among the wives of Rasulullah, among so forth, that they destroyed everything because of not having enough understanding of deen. We have to pay attention to this. We have to do more research about this. That's why deen is, dindari and religiosity is intellectual. You have to be smart to be dindar. Soon it will be very common among everyone to understand that to be dindar and religious and faithful and righteous, you need to be very smart. It's not there yet, but soon it will happen. Why? The more of these reports come, scientific reports come, oh, that's the reason Ahkam of Islam is, oh, that's the reason. Also, the Muslim, they knew something. So they, mashallah, they were very smart from the beginning. It says alcohol is haram, wine is haram. They're very smart from the beginning. It says halal meat. Oh, now we understand after thousand years that halal meat are, they're very smart, okay? Our youth should understand, you're smart to be mu'min, to be dindar. Truly, for dunya wal akhirah. Deen is a deep concept. Deen is an important concept that you need to pay attention. We need to talk this way, brothers and sisters. This is the era of intelligence. This is the era of internet, the era of nanotechnology. This is the era of modernity. We cannot expect our majalis, our manabir, our gatherings just be traditional, like, yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Amir al-Mu'mineen. Very important, very important. We have to still do these things, but we're not against them. But it's not just that traditionally. Just narrating piece of history. Here, oh, tell me something. I need tomorrow, I go to school. I need something. I go to work. There's a shubha, there's a doubt. How can I take care of that? That's the reason I intentionally think about different topics. It might be new to you because I want our minds to start thinking differently. Starts analyzing deen, inshallah, reviewing deen, getting used to struggling and studying for deen. Meanwhile, this is what at least our community, inshallah, I want to do, is to have children be active in the path of understanding deen. I love those parents. They come to my office, they call me, my son has this question, my daughter has a list of this question. Bismillah. I love those children and youth who comes with list of questions. Why this way? This is the time of azan, I tell you. One of the most enjoyable moments for me as a scholar is the moment I sit in front of a youth and younger ones, even adults, but youth more, to be honest, and children, but even adults, sit in front of me, question deen, aqaid of deen, ahkam of deen. Why should be this way? What if I know that they're not there for a wrong reason? If I know that they're there for the sake of understanding, constructive communication, right? I love those moments to spend time. It just makes me energetic. It gives me more energy. It makes me feel that, okay, that's the reason. I love to see that a brother, a sister from another school of thought, a non-Muslim, comes sit in the office and questions deen and or our madhab or everything. Let's review it. Let's do, oh, mashallah. This is how it should be. This is how it should be. We all should start thinking, struggling, doing effort, جد و جهد, کوشش, تلاش, and effort for the sake of deen, understanding deen. Then your children go outside to school or somewhere, a teacher or another classmate say something, no, Din has this fact, very respectfully. This fact, this is the reason. Bismillah. Then everyone say, oh, okay, so that's what, inshallah, we have to think. This is our thought and intention. My intention, at least, is that, inshallah, our center should go towards that way. This uh, fundamental understanding of Deen, inshallah, for all of us and for myself as well, with the help of Imam of us and Du'am of us and the barakat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajhum. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, we ask you for the sake of awliya and anbiya, hasten in the door of our beloved Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq and opportunity to be among the true followers of our Imam. Ya Allah, let us be active in the path of spreading the knowledge of Quran and Ahlul Bayt in the whole universe and world. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Rahim, make our youth successful in dunya wal akhirah. Let them be active in the path of understanding, struggling to understand, and inshallah spreading the ma'arif of Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, do not let anyone from our generation be against the path of Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who have hajat, my dear brothers and sisters, give them all khair hajat. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are under difficulties all around the corner of this world, provide opportunities for their freedom. Those who, Ya Allah, are sick physically, they have issues, cure them at this moment. And those who passed away, send the thawab and reward from our gathering to the soul, inshallah. Rahimallah man yaghru al-fatihata ma as-salawat. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, for your wonderful speech. Actually, this concludes our program for today. Thank you.